Well, so we start with Ring Road Central. It's the main route that usually we'll start with. Before the main intersection, you get to the traffic light intersection around Paloma or the NNIT area. There's usually a traffic congestion you will see. Today it looks like it's flowing, and on the opposite end also we have the same situation with the traffic flowing as usual. It's a Friday morning, so you'll find that this is a normal situation on that route. Now let's get to the next well, we give the feedback that this should be looked at. It's a bit blurred, so we'll move on to the next one. Let's go to the Bema Camp Gifford Road, and there's always an on-one linkage, especially with the bypass that is going through the Palace Mall area. That will link you through the Airport Hills Estate, and when you come and join the main street, that will lead you to Elwak. For those who would want to go to Labadi, Bema Camp, many of those areas, relatedly from Elwak to the Switchback Road, Cantonment, you're going to the GIS area, you can use this route. It doesn't seem to have a lot of traffic this morning. I guess it's also because it's a Friday morning. Let's get to Tetekwashi if we can. And Tetekwashi, look, it's free this morning, and so those who are coming from Zongo Junction, before then you would have been coming from Pantana, Imensa, Ibri, or on the other side of the lane you have Fafraha, and well, you're also coming from those detour areas in the Dangbe areas or Krobo areas. We have Somanya, Bong. You can still use this route as well. Those coming from Tema also seem to have some free passageway, so that's good if you're coming into the city this morning. It doesn't seem to be characterized with a lot of traffic. Now let's see whether we can go to the Tema end of the Accra-Tema motorway. It's also free as well. Dawenya residents, Pram Pram residents, Chopoli residents, and those from Dawa and from the Sige areas who are coming through, either from the Volta region. We'll see that once you're coming into Accra, it's easy for you to do so. But if you're from those areas and you're going to Tema also, the runabout is free. We always have to keep this in mind, that there's a construction activity that is ongoing. It's part of the MPS Tema Port expansion project, so you'll find that it's a route that you can always use early Friday mornings. But look, that'll be it. Throughout the rest of the day, make sure that you're always on the portal to get to know your bearings around the city, traffic.com.gh. Mama Vioso Boaje has come to join us, so we'll look at the newspapers.
You came to join us, Anna.
Her two sons attend which of the DA schools? DA, which of the public schools do your children attend?
Is that part of the newspapers?
I think so. Since that we've changed the uniforms for them.
Let's stick to the newspapers. So let me say good morning. And let me say thank you to Woodin. My fabric is by Woodin Le Creator, and my designer Ajoyboa Clothing. You know where to go. It's a Friday if you're looking for a birthday gift. Something for the weekend. You have a party. Somebody's invited you to a wedding. Especially if you're a guy, you have no idea what to wear. Just go to the Woodin store and grab something. This one, no wahala. Is already made. Go to Woodin and grab something. Why are you guys like looking at me like, you know, like I just...
Yeah, because you look beautiful.
I just came back from heaven, huh? Say what you want to say.
I don't want to say it.
Don't be mean, that's all.
It's nice to see you though. How's everything?
Yeah, cool. Yesterday I went to the first female CEO's executive breakfast meeting at the Mervyn Peck Ambassador Hotel.
It's not the first they've ever done.
As in the breakfast meetings for the female CEOs.
No, it's not the first.
It isn't?
Is it? I thought they did one last year.
That was supposed to be the first.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. They do something every year.
It's the glitz,
they do the glitz awards.
Honors, the awards.
No, I know of the award.
Yeah,
I know of the honors.
Now
I'm talking about the
female.
They do things in the run up to the awards night.
Yes,
so
but not like
really?
What has happened yesterday.
Okay.
As in what happened yesterday with the breakfast, the specific CEO's breakfast meeting.
It was very interesting to watch. Yeah. You did a great job moderating
it
as well.
Yeah. I'm learning from, you know, There's a She Summit, by the way, today at the EcoBank.
That's what I was talking about.
The She Summit.
I know of that. That happens every year.
Okay. Yeah. So that's happening today. And then the awards will be tomorrow. I know that you'll go, Charlie. You know, he's one of the
awardees.
Have you been nominated this year? Like
I'm not
it's
a
always
woman.
like in the style.
It's for
Oh, okay, yeah. But
This is the
style
women's
category.
awards.
Okay, that's the women's
Yeah,
award,
but you know, because of your association with the female, you know, I will not be surprised if you are nominated.
No, but you're going,
Jansen
right?
seem to have a
Are
certain
you going?
reputation
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm a member. I'm a
of being
member of the board
associated with.
Did you hear that? He's a member of the board.
You're a member of the.
Isn't it the same?
No.
You're a member of the what? I told you.
Let's move on.
Because
Life.
Wherever on this planet we have a female species population, Kojo Yangson's name pops up.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Oh, so this
Even-
is this is from yesterday.
Yeah.
That's I
love
think
the
a
lighting.
gender advisor at the presidency, specifically with the office of the chief of staff. The chief of staff was there yesterday. Nana Najma Rollins was there as well. Madam Oboshisai Kofi. I mean, like, think about it. And I was very excited because you hardly see all these people gather and, you know, like one destination. It was incredible.
For me, it's the things you talked about. Such revealing stuff, you know, and it's clear that a lot of men are not even aware that some of the things they do are harassment to women. And women actually are very uncomfortable with a lot of things that happen in the workplace, but they feel they don't feel able to speak up because they might be ostracized if they do. So, you know, all of this hugging and, oh, you're looking sexy today and all of that, that's harassment, you know, but we take it very, you know, we take it for granted because we do it all the time. And so we want to believe, especially men, that it's fine, there's nothing wrong with it. When in truth, you might be causing great discomfort for your female colleagues.
Yeah. Let me just quickly say that, you know, on Thursday, I spent, no, yesterday was Thursday, so on Wednesday, I spent time with some great women as well. It was a beautiful session. I met a High Court judge, Mrs. Justice Efiasewa Sariboche, who watches the AM show, by the way. So hello to ya guys. Okay, now she did some great education on our sexual offenses, the law as we have it. So she talked about rape, incest, sexual harassment, and this is what I'm going to do. It was very detailed. So from Monday, I would share what she shared so that we can all educate ourselves. It was really good. Coming from where, you know, she is and with the experiences with the cases that she's done. It was very insightful. There was also the CID boss. There was Madam Angela Jamina Boaji as well. There was Dr. Safo, our clinical psychologist who comes on the show, and one of the criminal law lecturers at GEMPA, Dr. Isido Tufo. It was really, really good. So I'll be sharing on the AM show, God willing, from Monday going.
Wonderful.
That'll be great education for all of us.
Yeah. But she says that, you know, like, if Kojo, I spend your money, it is your money I am spending. Don't think I want to give you something else. You get what I mean? If you invite me out for lunch today and I go to lunch with you, it is the food I want to eat. Don't think that I'm ready to give you anything else.
Why? Who thinks that?
Yeah, well, because you think I'm chopping your money, you think, yeah. But if I'm chopping your money, it's your money I'm interested in. I think that's another conversation for another day, right?
Yeah, perhaps, because I'm not getting the connection at all. Yeah, if I invite you to lunch, it's because I want to have lunch with you, isn't it?
Yes.
And if Roland invites you to bed, it's because that's what he wants, isn't it?
If you invite me to lunch, don't think that because you've spent on the food, you've spent on me.
You can next invite me to bed.
Exactly. Like, naturally, something
Okay,
else should follow.
How about this? If I say to you, I like you, I'd like to get to know you, see if we can have a relationship. Can we have lunch? And you are married or you have a boyfriend, so you know that what I like can never happen. But when I say this, you are like, oh yeah, sure, and then you come and eat the lunch and say,
Yeah.
oh, it's your money I was interested in.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
No, but that means you've misled me. Because
No,
you
I
know
haven't misled you.
the only reason why I'm inviting you to lunch is not because I want to study your eating habits, but it's because I want to go out with you.
Is it today we have the She Awards? And yesterday,
No, it's not the She Hour, it's the She Summit.
She Summit. And yesterday we had the women's
The
CEO
CEOs,
Glitz.
female CEOs, executive breakfast meeting. What's
Which
your
of the
points?
boards that Kojo Jansen serve? The she board?
The she board.
Let's do
What
the
is she board?
newspapers.
Hey, you're right.
Okay, so I've got the Daily Graphic, but Kojo Roland would do the other papers.
Yeah.
I'll come in later. Go ahead. We've got the weather updates as well for you.
Yeah. These days it's important. For
Why
those
are
of
you
us in
doing
Accra.
only the Daily Graphic? Fatu count.
I'll do the final as well.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do the Herald, the Daily Guide, and the Ghanaian Times in that order. So let's start with the Herald. Yeah, the Herald. It's there somewhere. Let's get started. Okay, banner headline, front page of the Herald this morning. I think our people are asleep.
No, they're not.
Okay, there they are.
Papers a lot.
All right. Okay. So, Akufo-Addo government plays political cha-cha with education. Shocks nation with six strange reforms in 1 week. This is how the Herald chooses to report the educational reforms that the government announced yesterday. Also, court adjourns East Legon drug traffickers case. There's also Ioko and national security fight over official bungalow. Kandapa urged to act. This is a story they started yesterday, I think, and they're continuing today. Bulsa South MP supports 295 students with scholarships. Somehow that also made it onto the front page of the Herald. Okay, let's do the Daily Guide. I have it here. Front page banner headline, and this should be of interest. Anas boy killer nabbed. Well, and this is the person accused of killing Ahmed Swale. All right, also on the front page, new JHS uniforms outdoored. Police chase 8 key suspects. New regions not for votes, says Nana. And vigilantism bill lands in Parliament. Quickly on the back page, a few development stories. Bichem United lands in US. That's actually a sports story. Star Times calls on minister. Rising stars make Ghana proud. And African Games will reorganize sport. And that does it for the back page of the Daily Guide. Ghanaian Times next. And again, that big story. Police grab suspected assassin. And there's an unassuming looking Abdul Rashid Mizongo portrayed here. And the suggestion is that he is the suspected assassin in the Ahmed Swale case. Attempts to bribe police with 20,000 Ghana cedis, according to the Ghanaian Times. Also on the front page, GES outdoors new uniform for JHS students from next academic year. Vigilantism bill laid before Parliament. President cuts sod and inspects projects in Western North region. And I'll deliver on my promises. That's the president speaking. Back page for some stories. GRA explains benchmark value reduction policy. And Tema Lube Oil Company builds police post. Roland, are you the ambassador for Tema Lube Oil Company?
Tema Mazi?
Brand ambassador.
Oh, he would love to.
Tema Lube Oil
Can you
Company.
lobby and get him there?
I think it is in the company's interest.
Lube oil.
Yes.
Tema lube oil.
Yes.
Oil.
Lube.
He will be a
They don't
great-
have pipes, right?
He'll be
That
a great
will be
ambassador.
bent or something. Once they don't have those things, and I have to, after the burning activity goes on, I have to go there and be talking about it.
But you are the perfect brand to sell lube.
I don't have a problem.
Okay.
Once it's
Once
lube
the cash
oil.
is good.
Lube oil. Aye!
Okay.
You said they mentioned my name, eh?
No, I said they should. They should come for you. They should come for you to be their
So you are
brand
just
ambassador.
making me fantasize.
You are fantasizing about lube.
No.
Okay, let's move
not
on then.
Let's do the Daily Graphic newspaper. you want to
No,
come?
no. Go
Think about Loop. Let me do the graphic. Front page of the graphic. President Akufo-Addo addresses Durban in Seshiri. Also present vehicles to Regional Coordinating Council. Also, JHS students to wear new uniforms from 2019-2020 academic year. Bill on political vigilantism laid in Parliament. Swale Meda suspect arrested. Attempt bribing police with 200,000 Ghana cedis. Primary schools get a new curriculum. KG subjects reduced from 7 to 4. Back page of the paper. Sanitation project for households launched in Accra. Man arrested for alleged stealing of PDS copper earth wire in Tema. And in the center spread, Maiden Minerals Development Fund Board sworn in, and details of the president's address in Sefiri also captured in the center spread of the paper. Let's move on to the Finder. I'll finish off with the Daily Statesman. The Finder, massive overhaul. GS unveils comprehensive curriculum changes, but new JHS school uniform generates uproar. Also, vigilantism bill to be passed under certificate of urgency. Ghanaian company targets affordable medicine for every African. And works begin on Sefirioso Dwabosu Roads, warehouse and Bia. Finally with me, the Daily Statesman. You didn't vote in vain. Akufo-Addo presents 8 vehicles to Western North. Vigilantism bill to pass on April 29. NADMO on warpath against illegal billboards gives 2-week ultimatum to MMDAs. And back page of some sports. I'll leave all of that to Benedict.
All right, so we have to do the Daily Dispatch newspaper. So on the front page of the Dispatch, we have appointees had been banned from speaking about men's gold. Front page of the Dispatch, you have to get to the back page. It has an attached picture of the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Luxembourg, Prime Minister visits Mexico with his gay partner. It's also on the front page. You have to get to page 9 of the Dispatch to get the full details.
Isn't that his husband, not his gay partner?
Okay.
He's reading
Luxembourg,
Exactly
Prime Minister visits Mexico.
Yes, so I'm asking Dispatch newspaper whether that's...
I've seen a picture, and the gentleman dressed like a lady, so I don't know whether it's the wife or the husband.
His partner does not dress like a lady. Where is that from?
And I've seen a picture of the two.
The president of Luxembourg, his husband does not dress like a lady.
Okay. So this is how it's gonna read. It should have read. Daily Dispatch editor. Luxembourg Prime Minister visits Mexico with his husband. Nam1 to sue Horizon. Nam1 to sue Horizon Diamonds for 20. No, now I'm confused. I thought they said there's a.
Read the paper.
Nam1 to sue Horizon Diamonds for $28 million to pay men's gold customers. Hey. All right, so those are the stories we have on the back page. Men's gold. Let me see. These are Mount Barbara. The back page of the Daily Dispatch newspaper, we have regional ministers visit Zoom Lions high-tech recycling plant. Now let's go to the Independent newspaper. Anti-vigilantism law before Parliament to be urgently treated. Specialist advises DVLA to conduct anal test on long journey drivers.
What is an anal test?
Just read the Luxembourg. Just read the Luxembourg. Anal.
Details on page 2.
Details on page 2. The Ghanaian Observer. Top chief hails the Ghanaian Observer. Top chief hails President Akufo-Addo. You are a courageous leader, promise keeper. Short of saying miracle worker. It's not there. Should have read. You are a courageous leader, promise keeper.
That is
miracle worker. You're an amazing,
wonderful counselor.
Editor of the Ghanaian Observer.
What are you reading exactly?
Okay, so I'm reading this. The Ghanaian Observer is on the front page. Top chief hails President Akufo-Addo. Okay. You are a courageous leader, promise keeper,
wonderful counselor,
miracle worker. No contaminated premix fuel on the market. This is the other story we have on the side. There's a premix fuel secretariat is assuring. And
parable speaker
faces further delay. And 20 million Ghana cedi, 8 vehicles for Western North. Yeah, we told you. The president is Vigilantism bill also lands in Parliament.
Durable.
Guys, not with the newspapers. I've seen Paul Pogba on the back page of the Publisher, but I don't read it. It's a sad commentary.
Multiple seater.
The Man United and Paul Pogba, we won't talk about them this morning. Any pick? I think we have so many things.
So on the vigilante, the bill. Okay, I just want to, because H. Kwesi Prempeh has written, and I thought that we would share. It's not very long, so we will share it with you. I'm reading, but we're going to put it on the screen. So H. Kwesi Prempeh, he's the boss at the CDD. He writes, political vigilante groups, as we have come to know them in Ghana, are not vigilantes in the standard English dictionary meaning of the word. That's to draft a law that seeks to disband and criminalize the activities of so-called political vigilante groups by using the standard English dictionary definition of vigilante. Example, a member of a self-appointed group of citizens who undertake law enforcement in their community without legal authority, typically because the legal agencies are thought to be inadequate. That's what's in quotes, is to misfire completely despite the best of intentions. So-called political vigilante groups in Ghana are not formed for the purpose of self-help law enforcement, as the bill curiously assumes or suggests in the manner it has defined a vigilante group. Politically motivated law breaking with impunity rather than some self-help enforcement of the law is the problem at hand that needs addressing. But that is not the problem this bill, as drafted, is targeted at. Bizarre. And that's how he ends. This written by H. Kwesi Prempeh. And that's his comments on this bill that's made its way to Parliament. And there are people who are asking, because the Commission of Inquiry was set up essentially to look into this issue of Ayawaso West Wuogon, the violence, but also the broader issue of political vigilance. We choose to call it militia.
We don't choose. We have been taught by experts, people who know more about this than we do.
I had not even finished the sentence that I was making, because I was going to attribute it appropriately so, to one of the commissioners who made the statement. And indeed, there are many other persons. There was Kwesianin, who appeared before the commission and shared so much with us. And people thought that the findings would be out, and we'll see that how that has been incorporated into this bill, which will soon become law.
The findings are out. They've not been made public.
So now we're asking the question, people are asking, there was the minority leader in Parliament who was also asking the question, asking that the findings should be made public. But we're all asking, so what happens to the work that the commission did? Is it significantly different from this bill? Did they incorporate the findings into it? Lots of questions still being asked because of where we are today.
What also happens to the meetings that these political parties are pursuing with the Peace Council? So, yeah, I mean, it would be interesting, it would be important to have somebody explain how they all tie together, so that we don't get the feeling that one overshadows the other, or one, ignores the other.
But to be fair, if you read the memo and what it contains, you get to find that it makes reference to the commission sittings. So at least we're in a certain position to know that there's some related reference to the actions or the activities of the Commission of Inquiry, the Emil Short Commission. So at least we know that once it's been referred in the memo, it means that maybe the recommendations were also somehow taken into consideration. Maybe. Okay. How much we're waiting for you? Oh.
Actually, I'm told that we have Martin Kwebu on the line, and he, of course, as a legal practitioner, he's been having a look at the draft bill, which Parliament will be considering under a certificate of urgency. Let's see if we can have a quick chat with him, get a bit of education on it. Mr. Kwebu, good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Morning.
Yes, indeed. So, well, here we are. The President has kept his word. We now have pending, under a certificate of urgency, a draft bill. to criminalize these what is described as vigilante groups. But I want to start first of all with your general impressions, having read this bill. Is it hard hitting? Is it actually going to accurately deal with the problem?
Okay. Yeah. This is Kojo Jansen, right?
That's right. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Kojo, I should say that, well, I mean, I would just adopt your words. You put it right. In the first place, it's hard hitting, but it also makes quite a good attempt at trying to solve the problem. Okay? So when we say hard hitting, straight away the punishment, the proposed punishment, are really, really that hard. Because for some of them, minimum of 10 years, okay, for that participation in such a group. So you are running from 10 to 25, you see, those are quite hard to be counting. I'm thinking that in this era of adding community services, okay, we are trying to pass a law to make sure that people can do community service as part of their sentencing when they are found guilty. We should incorporate them and give opportunity for parole. But to say the person should go to jail for 25 years, it's not exactly that made out. That's the first aspect of it. So it's good even the parliamentary committee has decided that there should be broader stakeholder consultation. Because you see, when you try to solve one problem, you have to be careful that you are not creating another.
Right.
Especially in the context of trying to develop our country politically. We are still a young nation, still trying to get used to the tenets of democracy and the rest. So there are excesses are bound to happen. That one, no. Even the developed democracy, they still have excesses. I'm sure you remember the matter of Charlottesville. Was that last year or the year before in the U.S., where the KKK, supporters clashed with some demonstrators. So what I'm saying is that, yes, we need to punish crime, but we also have to be careful that we don't create a totally different problem altogether. It's such very stiff punishment. Right. That's the first one. But the most exciting thing about the bill for me is the attempt to trace the money, or as you say, follow the money. That is the part that speaks to criminalize funding of such parties.
Right.
You see, we all know that these, fund such groups. We all know that these groups principally exist because they have funded. There are people who fund them. So these funders who are usually very powerful people. You see, so it's easy for them to hide behind their political party. But now that the law makes it clear that if you fund such a group, that funder himself will be in trouble, it's easier. So it will throw the searchlight on the people who fund this guy. Because, I'm sure you didn't know it better than me, that a lot of these guys who engage in the vigilantism are usually unemployed. So for them, it's a source of employment. They come together and propose to protect ballots or to do something so that they will be paid. So you are unlikely to go and act as a vigilante for anybody. I'm unlikely to do that. But once a person is unemployed and there is that first human instinct, self-preservation, he needs to work. He needs to survive. So it's very exciting that the bill seeks to target the conflictpreneurs, I call them so, those who fund these vigilantes. So it's a good attempt.
Okay.
And that also ties in with the fire. Remember when the president mentioned that he was going to ask the agency to draft a bill?
Yeah.
Some people went ahead and started saying, we don't need any law. We don't need any law. Remember, I was interviewed on this platform. I said, see, let's hold our horses. Don't criticize something you haven't seen. Yes, don't criticize something you haven't seen. Today, I'm happy that even some on the other side have started saying that, oh, yeah, what he's saying is quite a good attempt.
Right.
Okay, so it should be a lesson to all of us. Don't criticize something you haven't seen yet. You know?
Now, let's talk about a couple of the specifics of the bill that have come up for conversation. For example, the bill says that the Attorney General who has so far named 7 groups, identified them as vigilante groups, and has instructed them to follow a certain set of actions in order to comply with the law. They must send their names in. They must disband within 30 days of the coming into action of this bill.
Mm-hmm.
And it also says that the Attorney General can identify any other group as a vigilante group, and they would immediately fall under this law. Do you see perhaps a certain possible lacuna in here where future Attorney Generals, for example, might decide to name any group that they consider to be a nuisance, maybe some pressure group that forms, and criticizes them? They could name them as a vigilante group, and they would immediately be subject to this law? They will have to disband?
Yes, for the possibility, yes, it's possible, but we also are guided by the law. So in this direction, from what you are saying, we all know for a fact that as long as we remain human, there will be error. Even in the U.S., where they usually do such naming, this is not the first time. We copy from elsewhere. In the U.S., there's that law. This is President, the Secretary of State, Treasury, and the others can name an organization as a terrorist organization so that it begins to restrict how they receive funding and all that. So this particular law we have in Ghana is like that. Okay, so the AG has the right to list a certain organization as as a vigilante group, and this is not the first time. Even as the Minister of Interior, yes, if he thinks, let's say somebody comes into the country and his presence is not conducive for our peace and national security, they can name him as a person, and deport him. So, based upon that experience, from what the Minister of Interior is doing, okay, and the fact that such persons are able to challenge these decisions in court, I'm comforted by the fact that, yes, the AG will exercise the power, but as and when, in the unlikely event, the AG makes a mistake, that organization will go straight to court to have its name struck off. So, one, the Attorney General is also mindful that people can challenge such a decision. It follows that the AG will do a lot of due diligence before naming any person or group as a vigilante group. So it's fine. There are laws to deal with such a situation when an error occurs.
Right. Now, Professor H. Kwesi Prempeh of CDD has written about this, and he suggests that there might be some trouble ahead based on the fact that the English dictionary definition of vigilante is what the bill is applying, and that might create some difficulties because, according to him, so-called political vigilante groups in Ghana are not formed for the purpose of self-help law enforcement, which is what the Oxford Dictionary definition of vigilantism applies to. So if you define these groups by that, then perhaps you're going off tangent, because politically motivated law breaking with impunity rather than self-help enforcement of the law is the problem that we're trying to solve. Not the neighborhood watch groups going too far and so forth.
Yes, Kojo, I've seen a good old professor's write-up. You know what? When I read it, I don't think I quite understand him. And I'm sure, look, knowing the way this Prempeh is quite, brilliant, he's done a lot on our constitution and the rest. When I read it, I don't think I understand it. Being a short piece, I won't be surprised it was taken out of context. Because, let's say one thing. To make a statement that these groups are not formed to do self-help to make up for the shortfall of law enforcement, it's quite a profound statement. I don't see any, it's not backed by, at least in the piece, we haven't seen that it's backed by research. On the contrary, from what we've heard in the media, from news that you guys carry, the various media, you often hear that they say, look, we are forming this group to protect the ballot because we don't feel the police will give us enough protection. So when they do that, even from the statement, it means that the state law enforcement agencies, as currently exist, are not adequately resourced to do that work. So that statement that the vigilante groups in Ghana are not formed to do to help protect law and order, I don't agree. And me, as I said, considering the way this paper is brilliant, its track record and everything, I should think that you guys should interview him. It's likely he'll clarify it and you see that, yes, it didn't mean that you would be totally wrong. No. So far, from the way the vigilante groups are organized, at least, as I said, following from media, I haven't done research, but we listen to media, you hear them and all that. They said, look, we want to help because you know that each time, so let's say, for example, when, what do you call it, now that MPC is in power, their soccer boys would often come to do, when there is election, they come there to help make up because they know that, look, when one party is in power, the police would usually listen to the party in power and they are more inclined to lean towards the wishes and the request of the party in power. And that's true because the IGP is appointed by the president. And so on. So, I mean, we know that, so we don't need to repeat that side. So the salient point is that it is true, and even big jobs, the people are here and all that, big senior police officers have admitted that, look, we usually are beholden by the president, the executive means lad in the activities of the police service. So because of that, the vigilante is formed to help protect the interests of their party. And so far, I haven't had any vigilante group come out to say that, look, we are just formed to come and break the law, to come and cause mayhem. Of course, we don't have to go by only what people say, but we also observe them. But bottom line, Kojo, we can't go far with a statement that the vigilante groups that are formed in Ghana are formed to cause mayhem. No, you won't go far with such a statement. So for me, I would say that you guys should interview Professor Prempe. I'm sure he'll clarify.
Right. Now, I had wanted to ask another question regarding the definition. I don't know if we have time. Perhaps if you can give me an answer in 30 seconds. Okay. So this is the definition given under the law. It says a person who participates in the activities of a vigilante group that is associated, related, connected, or affiliated to a political party officer, or political party member, a person who acts as a land guard, and a person who engages in other acts of vigilantism. Then it talks about those that the act does not apply to. Exactly. But what I was actually looking for was the definition under the law. I'm so sorry. I don't think our time will permit me to find it. Yeah.
If I may just give a comment there. Look, so that definition is okay. As I said in context, look, Ghanaians have always been seen to prevent breaches of the law. So if somebody acts to prevent a breach of the law, it's not a vigilante. So let's say if you come across a mob, okay, trying to lynch somebody, and then you go to stop that mob. In your attempt to stop, maybe you use the force, maybe you slap somebody because he's pushing another person so mercilessly. Just slap in that context, it's not a breach of the law because you want to stop him from committing further assault on the other person. Yes.
Okay.
So the definition is fine. It's fine. So Ghanaians have always been seen to act to prevent breaches of the law. So let me give you one example. In 1983, when there was Alice Usual coup, when some of the coup makers were running out of the country to cross the Togo border, it took citizens to arrest them. That's one clear. People have come to cause the coup that to destabilize the PNDC. It took citizens, when they saw some of the coup makers trying to cross the border, they arrested them. So it's recorded history. I will give you 1,001 examples. So such a person, you don't call him a vigilante.
Okay.
You don't punish him, but rather he tries to prevent a breach of the law.
Right. Mr. Martin Kwebu, thank you so much for that. I wish we'd have gone on a bit longer. Perhaps we'll engage at a later time and learn a bit more about this bill. But for now, thank you ever so much for your time. Mr. Martin Kwebu is a legal practitioner, private legal practitioner here in Ghana. Coming up is sports, right, guys?
Yeah, it's the biggest yet with 24 teams. The first to be held in Europe's summer rather than January or February. And I'm talking about the Africa Cup. The draw is today in Egypt. Benedict will fill you in everything you need to know about the draw coming up next here on the show.